I am really excited to be joined by this gentleman. Got to work with him on something really, really cool, Greengrass ML Inference to be specific, that got talked about at reInvent. So without me talking about it and being a talking head, not going to do it, let me introduce Jason. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Jason Chen. I'm a product manager on the AWS IoT team. So today we are announcing the GA, general availability of Greengrass ML Inference. Now it is a feature inside Greengrass that let you deploy cloud-trained models onto the device, so you can run that model to process locally generated events entirely on device without the need to connect back to the cloud.
What I thought was, so I have a little bit of luck. I got to work with Jason and got to write and test the little things before it came out during the period before GA. So GA got even cooler. What I liked the most about it, and I thought was really cool, not only can I run this local, but here I can bring in different models. Like, you know, we talked about the model where I was trying to have my Chai TV discovered, and I could actually run that on the device, but I could actually pull in actual things on the device. So I plug in my camera, it can detect a camera, and then I can actually use that as a part of my model capturing data for it. That was really powerful to me, because on the console, it was literally just one line of, hey, where's that driver, putting it in, I was ready to go. That was cool for me.
Yeah, I think the Greengrass and Greengrass ML Inference, it's really kind of glue everything related to machine learning on device together.
Yep.
Right, from the time you do cloud training to the time you prepare the environment to have ML framework, to write Lambda function to utilize those models, to using Lambda to access those accelerators such as FPGA, GPA, so you can speed up the inference. So it's nicely glue everything together, right? So if you do cloud training using SageMaker, you can find out or locate all those trained models from Greengrass console. You don't have to use another console, just right there you can pick the model you want and deploy it. If you're not using SageMaker, you can also do that by zip your models into gzip or .zip and put in S3, and you can give us the URL in S3 in Greengrass console. Then with a click of deployment button, all those models will be deployed onto your device.
Well, and that was what was cool for me. Like, you were kind enough, like, hey, try this model out for the facial recognition stuff. And literally, it was a matter of zipping it up, putting on an S3, and then I pointed to it, and it was actually working in my Greengrass ML instance, looking at the data, determining, well, I did a bunch of stuff. I was like, can it see my coffee? Is this, my stuffed animal? Is it a bear? I just kind of went crazy with it. But what was fun about it is the time that it took me to get that specific model that you provided to me on the device, running, and starting with the model actually looking at that training, me giving more training data to it, like, oh, I want to train these things, putting it in SageMaker and going through. I tried everything, by the way.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, I really had fun with it. I used his model, I tried the SageMaker model, I just had a good time. But my point is, all of that was really easy. So while I was playing and learning, I could bring the model in just by zipping it. I could use the SageMaker model. I could even start to build models that I was training to play with and do it. So that was what was really cool for me about this. It made it really simple to get the device running and using some of the great models that you guys are probably already using out there. But there's one thing we're announcing today that made me even more happy. So I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, that is the support for TensorFlow. I know this is going to make Tara very happy. So we reintroduced this feature as a preview in reInvent. So it's like 4 months ago. And out of the box, we previewed MXNet for a set of leading edge devices. They're Intel Atom device, Rasperry Pi, and NVIDIA Jetson TX2. Now, in GA, we also do the same for TensorFlow. So now out of the box, you have a TensorFlow preview for those devices. So if you are using those devices, you don't need to build your own MXNet or TensorFlow from scratch, because it can take a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah, if you ever compile, you know what I'm talking about. You pick up your GCC, start with picking up your GCC version. Right, then you have to understand what is the SIMD instruction set your CPU is using for, like AVX, SSE. You have to find the right one. Then you have to understand how to access the GPU when you compile. So all those work we did it for you.
Yeah,
Right, so well, our mission is really to make everything easy for you. After you train, the rest of them should be super easy. Deploy, prepare the environment, have the Lambda function using the model, access the hardware, and then run the input from all those sensors, then take action, take smart action. All those things should be simple, and we are very happy. We think Greengrass ML Inference tied everything together nicely and make this whole experience very simple for you.
And it actually does make it much faster. So before we had TensorFlow support innately, I actually tried it because I break stuff and try stuff. And I literally start getting things running and walked away, went to class, came back, did some work, and then the next morning, and I'm being facetious because I didn't check it the whole time, but it took quite a bit of time and to finally get it on there. The fact that I don't have to do that is very seamless to get TensorFlow up and running on your device with ML Inference is amazing. And please go play with the hack on it, tweet at us. I'll bug Jason about stuff that you guys tell us about. It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of the, we talked about what's cool, but these are developers out there. They want to know a couple of things. One, how do I get started? What am I doing to get started? And what are some projects that I can really get started and learn on it? And you've been working with a bunch of different good customers, great customers we've learned a lot from them as well as, can you talk about that? Like when you were going through this journey with customers, what are some of the key workloads or scenarios that you see this just being really powerful?
I think in terms of workloads, there are just so many. Using machine learning on device, I have talked to many customers. For example, people using robotic arms to recognize object to pick it up. Autonomous driving vehicle can recognize pedestrian or street sign. I have a customer running Greengrass ML Inference in their factory floor, and all the sensors sending Greengrass, those temperature signal, vibration signal, so the machine learning model can predict the next window of predictive maintenance or flag anomaly. Later today, I have a session. I will showcase some of the customer and the use cases, and one of them is very cool. They're using Greengrass in greenhouse to help with precision agriculture. So they are monitoring the growth of the vegetables. They can count the leaves and flowers. Right? There's so many very cool use cases. If you are just starting, and you can also just using Greengrass. For example, you go to some model zoo to pick a few pre-trained models, and follow the example to just run them on Greengrass. You should be able to see that it's a very nice environment for you to do machine learning. All right, it helps you to sense by collecting all the sensor data together and process locally. Then you can write a Lambda function to utilize the deployed model, and then boom, all the magic just happen locally on the device.
So we're getting a quick question before we go. I want to make sure we get this answered. So you kind of went in, and we didn't even prep this. You went into getting started, and someone asked about it. So one of the things I would love you to talk about is, where can I find pre-trained models that are already out there that I can use? Someone's getting started, they really don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, usually what's hard, we made it easier with SageMaker, is trying to find a model, right, that is already working that I can use to test. And then also, can you give them any good getting started projects that maybe we have out there that they can start out? Because we're getting questions about getting started.
Okay, yeah, let me get 2 points. One is, for the pre-built package, we also give you an example, and we even have a tutorial in that package. So to start with, follow those tutorials, and you will see the pre-trained model, their object recognition, kind of small squeeze down model you can play with. And if you want to explore some more, you can go to places such as MXNet Model Zoo. Just do a search on MXNet Model Zoo. You will see a lot of pre-trained models. A lot of them are pretty easy to use, and put them onto S3, then download it onto your device and start play with them.
Excellent. Guys, I'm telling you, this is really fantastic. If you want to get started, check out the blogs. check out the Getting Started guide with Greengrass ML. It is GA today, live at the summit. We're bringing to you things live. It is GA today. And again, for you guys asking to get started with IoT and Greengrass ML, we have our Getting Started guides, we have our samples out there, and the Greengrass tutorial, the ML Inference tutorial, is actually great. It helped me get up and running really quickly, so try that. And as always, tweet at us, Tara W. We will answer your questions. I will get you started. My commitment.
Great.
Right?
GA today, go ahead, try
Go
that out.
play with it. We want to see you guys blow everything up and, well, don't blow it up, Skynet. Don't do that. I'm sorry. No. No blowing up. Blowing it up in a good way that you're excited about it. Let me qualify. This is AI. Someone just said something about Skynet. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. We will be back. More things to come.